Sadly, our JAMB candidates failed their UTME, and when I mean failed their UTME, I don't mean scoring below 200. I'm trying to say them not being able to get the desired cutoff mark that they want. I mean them not being able to get the actual JAMB score that will secure their admission to the school that they want to and to the course that they want to study. But here is the thing, most JAMB candidates don't fail without a reason. It is not actually by accident. There is always something behind it, which is what I want to share with you. There is always a clear reason why their failure happens. And if you're going to stay with me to understand those reasons, that is the only way you can also avoid failing too. The biggest 8 reasons most JAMB candidates fail their examination and what you can do differently. One is a wrong mindset and overconfidence. And this is what I'm trying to say. Maybe you've always been doing well in your SS3, you are always taking, first and A1 and all of that, you're always leading the class, and you want to approach the same mindset to JAMB. I'm very sure you understand what I'm trying to say, and it has not always been like that, because the moment you think you are overconfident of yourself, you think you are prepared, you think you are always getting A1 in mathematics in your SS class, and you want to approach it with JAMB, I want you to know that it's actually a different point of view, because overconfidence will only make you underestimate the power of preparation. And believe me, if you think you are prepared and for months you decided not to do nothing because you think you are good, story that might desert in your heart might happen. So the only way to approach this problem is to humble yourself and get back to your books. Even if you are the best in your class, I want you to humble yourself and learn the things you need to learn. Go back to the basic and build yourself from scratch. Understand the prerequisites. Because even JAMB candidates that scored 300 plus, they did not wait till the last month to start their preparation. Like, they started ahead. Number 2 is a poor study habit and wrong reading strategy. If there is any other thing that will make you to fail your JAMB examination, is because you are preparing so poor and you are not reading strategically. Well, JAMB examination is not about you finishing the old textbook and all of that. It is you approaching the examination with a strategic mind. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. Imagine a student studying a physics past question over and over again without reading, and all of a sudden you expect to do well. You can't do well because you are just answering the questions. You don't understand the questions for you to answer. So if you think because JAMB is always repeating past questions, I want this to shorten your mind. JAMB does not repeat past questions. The only thing they do is to twist and tweak the words. So if you don't understand those topics, there's no way you want to pass, because you only treat the past questions. You did not understand these topics. So the only way to avoid this is to prepare yourself beyond the past questions. Read textbooks. Read smart. If a topic is too big for you, chunk it down, break them down into little ones you can understand. Then from there, you move up. And also, I would advise you to focus on areas you know you are not so strong at. Then, as time goes on, you begin to build yourself. And most importantly, you need to use the JAMB syllabus. You can use the link in my bio to download that, the guidebook that I prepared for you, or you go to the JAMB portal to download the normal JAMB syllabus. Number 3 is ignoring time management. Well, you have 2 hours to answer 180 questions, which means from your 4 subjects, English is going to be 60 questions, and all of that ones will be 40. So if you are preparing now, I want you to understand that it is all about you managing your time to answer all of these questions correctly. So this is what I'm going to advise you to always do. Whenever you're practicing, always time yourself. Always put like a timer or a stopwatch beside you to understand, okay, this is where I need to move on fast, or this is where I need to move on slow. So all you need to do to avoid this problem is to master your time management. Whenever you want to practice, you need to use a timer to set yourself up. Whenever you're solving, you need to work with the time. So number 4 is you not understanding CBT format. And this is what I'm trying to say. Most students enter the JAMB examination without knowing where to click, where to press, how to put their reg number and all of that. So I want you to know, and that is why the mock examination is there for you, to know how these things are being done, how you can log in, how you can click, how you can submit, how you can press your next, how you can press your previous, and all of that. So the only thing I would advise you to do is maybe you take the mock, or you use more of all of the CBT practice app, and all you need is just to familiarize yourself with the examination interface and know where to click and know where not to click, because on your examination day, the only time you have is just to focus on answering the correct questions and not knowing where to click or not knowing where to press. So I would advise you to always prepare on time. And so the 5th problem is cramming instead of understanding. Because I've said earlier, JAMB does not repeat the question word for word. The only thing they can do is to repeat all of those topics. So if you think you want to cram a subject, or you want to cram a definition, which JAMB will not ask you to define anything because it's a computer-based exam and it is optional. You don't need to cram and memorize all of these things in your head. Even if there are some things you need to memorize, fine, but not cramming word for word and expecting you meet word for word in the examination. So the only advice I would tell you is to read and to understand and to prepare yourself ahead the past questions and using textbooks. And if there is a topic you don't understand, I will advise you, maybe you call a friend, or maybe you visit an JAMB lesson, to take your time, or maybe you go online and watch tutorials, and maybe you can just get extra textbooks to study with. So instead of cramming what photosynthesis is, I will advise you understand what photosynthesis is. That is enough. Well, so the sixth problem is lack of consistent practice. Because you can't just expect you're practicing a topic, or you're practicing a subject now and you think you understand it. You need to practice constantly with time. As time goes on, maybe you follow your own personal timetable, or how you schedule yourself. You need to practice constantly. Because at the end of the day, you see students scoring 320, 350 and you think it is just luck. No, it is because they've actually practiced and they understand what they are doing. 7 is panic and poor examination day habits. You're supposed to prepare ahead of the day, even if JAMB posted you to a far distance, even if the place is not so close to where you stay. If your examination is tomorrow, you can leave your own house today and get closer to the place, and maybe you prepare for tomorrow and you make sure you don't forget anything at home, which is what your JAMB is sleep. So maybe you prepare a night before the examination day. You take all of your documents, the ones you need, and you don't take the things you can't take into the examination, or to the center, and prepare yourself ahead of time so you don't panic on the examination day. Well, to the part 8 of the problem is following crowds. Maybe because you see a lot of people doing that, you join them and do it. You don't know why they're doing it. You don't know the major reason they're doing it. Because you see them doing it, you do it. Or because you see them reading this, you read it. Or because somebody told you that, okay, this exam is going to come out, or this question is going to come out, and you start stretching yourself to read it. I advise you, follow your JAMB syllabus. You don't need to panic. You don't need to follow crowd. If you're scared of missing out information, all you need to do is to research about what they said, and if it is not true, you align yourself with what is right. So to avoid this, all you need is just to focus on your own journey, use your own personal timetable, use your own personal information source. And what works for your friend might not work for you, because you are not them, you are yourself. So now all of the things that might make you to fail your examination and how you need to avoid them. It is now left to you to take the actionable act and start preparing now. Remember, those candidates that failed did not fail because they don't know book. It is because they prepared with no strategy. Bad examination habit is also part of it, and lack of preparation. And if you've watched this video so far, that means you've prepared yourself ahead of every other person, and all you need to do is just to be cognizant of the things you do and to the things you respond to. And I will remind you again, JAMB is not about I know book, or JAMB is not about I know how to do this thing. JAMB is a strategic examination that takes you beyond what you think you know. Time management is part of it. So if this video helped you, you share it to a JAMB candidate you like, you follow and subscribe, and also always remember that I am rooting for you, and what we are doing here is more than you just passing the JAMB examination.